Started. That's my sound of it, and we no big friend. Jump and sound, it's not a problem. Them I go use them jump and a feed the them. You are war, make it started. My sound of it, and we no big friend. Jump and
You're
sound.
in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
Greetings. How you are doing? Hoping you're fantabulous, fabulosa. Hoping you're fantabulous. Queen, you the respect to y'all are hearing me loud and clear. Queen, are you hearing
Sure
me?
thing.
You hear me loud and clear. Cool. Well, we're here.
Yes, I am.
The respect is having a little technical.
Yeah, 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 man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You hearing me? All right. Queen, we seem to be having
So where
echo.
your face is the respect? I don't see your face.
No, we haven't. We have to kick out the respecter because he giving us some feedback. The respecter, I'm kicking you out and you have to and re-come in again. Blessings, Dan. Dan says, good evening, Lady D. Williams and your panel. Today is a very interesting day. It's a very interesting day because you know what? You all are seeing our faces tonight. You all are seeing our faces just for a little bit because when my mad head take me, you know, so I'm sign off and them things there. But yeah, I came straight in and we said we're just gonna dive into it. Greetings, Donna. Greetings, each and every one that has it locked in on Reasoning Thursdays. So much has been going on in the news, so much information, and we had to pick and choose and refuse what we're going to talk about because it's just a massive amount of things to reason on. We also gonna have a sister that's gonna be joining us as well. And yeah, you're gonna check her out. We're gonna reason on a couple of topics. But before I run down what those topics are, we're gonna allow the other hosts to say what's up and greetings to the massive. Queen, you want to big up your listeners? Unmute. Unmute.
Welcome again.
There you go.
Oh, sorry.
No, unmute. You just mute yourself, Queen.
What? I
Yeah,
thought I had unmute now. Can you hear me now?
yeah, we can hear you.
Blessings, everyone. At first, I said I was hiding my face, but then I showed it. Welcome, each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in again to our Reasoning Thursday. I hope that these topics will enlighten you. And remember, call in. Let's throw it out there. And talk about it. Big up yourself, everyone. Love you all.
Yes. Respect out. We're waiting on you to come
Well,
live
well,
and direct, but
well,
go
I,
on through.
well, I don't know what's going on. I got me a brand new laptop. Put me here, here. I do everything to prepare. And it depend mic this and mic that and camera this and camera that. You know what? Wagwan.
All right,
You
but
know what kind of topic today, man?
no,
I
no,
don't know what kind of topic
it
coming up
it
there.
it it say you're too cute. The
Right.
video lighter say you're too cute.
I don't know. Block me
They
tonight,
don't
man.
want
Man,
your
try to
face
block
on
me
this
tonight.
one because they say you're too cute. Big up
You
yourself,
know what?
Jim of the Wise. Jim of the Wise says, big up the powerhouse. Man, want to send a special shout outs to You Choose Radio, DJ Smile, Ross Dougal. We want to say massive shout to you. They have now picked up Reasoning Thursdays each and every Thursday. So we're here growing
Awesome.
and growing and growing. So
Awesome.
Darespecta, you come back again. You come back again, Echo. I'm gonna kick you out again, the respecter, until you figure out what's going
Yeah,
on.
know that again, man.
I
So
just kick
that's
you
the
out again.
part.
Yeah. So because you're echoing, man. So
Mm.
we just want to thank you choose radio for adding us onto their rostrum over there. So big ups to all of
Mhm.
the YouTube's radio listeners that are listening to us. Want to say massive shout to the victorious 89.1 FM family and crew, Dr. J and the crew. Want to say massive shouts go out to you as well. Yeah, we started a little late, but you know how we stay better late than never. you
We
know,
never late. We always on time. We on time.
Most time. Most
and you know
time.
what? You can also tune in to us via the telephone lines. If you a person don't have Facebook or YouTube or anything such as, you can link us up on your telephones at 667-930-9036. You can also get us on the website at www.dapowerhouseradio.com. You can also you can also get us through our tuning app. You can all the outlets. We're on Twitter, well X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and all the outlets. So you can definitely tune in through those
Yeah.
outlets as well. All right. So, yeah, as we continue to grow with interesting reasonings each and every week right here on the Powerhouse Radio.
I
So,
got to
go ahead, the respecter.
I gotta interrupt you, man. I got to big up VJ Smile, my brother.
Yes.
Bonafide. Ras
Mm.
Dugal.
Mhm.
Eh,
Yes.
large up.
Yeah.
Noni, that juice.
Yes. The blessings. Noni
From
Juice
Ghibli.
is going to be,
Mhm. Yeah.
and Zephyr should be joining us as well. So we have a full load over here, and
Mm.
thanks Jim of the Wise. Big up yourself. Thanks, you were saying was getting a feedback. Yeah, we had to cut off the respector so we didn't get that echoing right there. So I'm hoping that we're coming through
I will
loud.
return the laptop tomorrow.
I would
Loud.
too. Shoot.
I hope coming through loud and clear to each and every one. Well, some of the reasoning topics that we're going to touch today. Well, there was a Stephen A program and Donald Trump. He was talking a little bit about the Trump situation and that Trump says that he can relate to
Mhm.
black he can relate to black folks. So um in regards to discrimination of the judicial system, and he even adds sneakers in there. I want to know your thoughts on it. So make sure that you drop those comments. Telephone lines are going to be open. So make sure that you touch all of that. Don't you all see Trump has been found guilty as well for all 34 counts? Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
yeah. And a listener sent in to me a picture of him doing the Black Power fist. She was asking me, Lady D, is this insulting or is this not insulting?
No, this man losing his mind. I done told you all.
So I
He
need
gonna blow us up. They put him in there. Hey.
you all to decide on what's going on with there. Um,
Ooh.
there's a big thing going on right now with the fentanyl for each all of the families that are suffering with family members whom are indulging in a lot of these drugs. So there's a report that just came out again that the fentanyl is now being laced with some animal things. So we're gonna touch just a tidbit. Those are just touch and go. Those are just some FYIs for you all. And Jamaica has 106 gangs since we're going into Jamaica. And then a young lady sent in, and I don't know if we're gonna touch it this week. Samantha out of Tennessee. Samantha out of Tennessee. She puts that, and she sent a clip stating that older woman is competing against younger girls. And I have the clip to play, but I don't know if we're gonna get to touch that this week. Um, Don't mind it. Andrew Andrew Holness looked like he was listening to our show last week, and he answered you. He sent an answer to you in regards to why it's not cool to have dual citizenship. All right, and when we were, it's just a drop in. I'm just that's just a FYI for you that he says that when Siaga, although he was born America and migrated to Jamaica and all of these things, he gave up. Listen, Don. He wants you to know that he gave up his American citizenship and only kept his Jamaican citizenship. And so he says it doesn't. There's no excuse for Mark Golden to be having dual citizenship for England and here in the for England and Jamaica. All righty. So I don't know what you have to say about that, Don, but he most definitely made sure he sent that out. Okay. All right. So the respecter is, continue to work on your thing there. All right. So the respecter, you wanted to touch that a little bit?
No, sir.
No, sir. Right, Queen?
Nah.
No, all right, cool. So Dan, that's FYI. You can rebut if you want to rebut on that one. Don't mind it. All right. For those who was listening to the show last week, we're just gonna touch and go on these other ones here. I'm not gonna spend time on Trump and being found guilty for 34 counts. And what does that mean? That really means that what he's gonna appeal cost the taxpayers more money. That's what I get out of it. And then back into the Trump matter, he's saying that he can relate to black people with discrimination because he is being discriminated through the judicial system, and also he knows about sneakers. So, Queen, I give you first pop at that. You want to touch it?
I mean, how can you compare yourself to black folks, especially young black men who have been going through this discrimination all these years? I mean, there's no way you can compare yourself to them. The judicial system is not for black, it's for white, and you are considered white. So, therefore, I can't understand how you can compare yourself to the black experience. We've been going through this for centuries. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, you hear that? The respecter, you want to touch it?
No, I'm not going to waste any time on that stupidness.
I know, I know where the respecter want to go in. I know the respecter gonna tell me no, lady, that's not where I want to go.
I want to go.
But
I want to go to Best Buy.
I know where you.
Best Buy right now.
I don't like being at the camera because I can't give my full expressions. I can't give my. All righty. So a real quick, another real quick drop in as far as the fentanyl is being
Yeah,
made from animal products, and it's very dangerous and it's very deadly. And
it
you know,
sure is because in 2023 there were 600 American that died from this fentanyl. And what is going on now is the summer is coming up, and this is really most of it is happening in San Francisco. So, you folks in San Francisco, keep this in mind and be very observant of your children because I heard that they're lacing different types of drugs with this fentanyl. You have quite a bit of young folks smoking marijuana, so therefore, you have to educate them on what is going on out there because these people will lace things with that fentanyl just so that they can sell more product. Okay? Because the more people they recruit is the more product they can sell. So be mindful of this and remember, educate your children for the summer that this is out there, and if they are smoking, they need to be careful where they get their product from because they are lacing, from what I was reading, they are lacing other drugs with this, and it has that tranquilizer in there, which we shouldn't even be using fentanyl. And with tranquilizer lace, come on now, you know what can happen, and that's my take on that.
the drug is a big it's the fentanyl thing, and just the whole drug situation is something that is crazy. And they have the trank thing that's going on in Philadelphia as well, and it's very deadly, and it's even peeling people's skin, and it's real bad. It's real bad. So if you have loved ones out there that are really indulging in these things, try your best to help them, and if not help, then warn them of what is going on in society right now, with even marijuana. Hey, even marijuana. Hang
Mhm. That's what I'm saying.
up the phone line, the respecter. Hang up the telephone line. Even with marijuana. Big up yourself, Myra. Myra says good evening. Beautiful.
Hey, Myra.
The respecter, hang up the telephone line, please.
Hey, daughter.
Let me hang you up myself. Okay, I just did you. I just did it. It's so sad because Myra just came on and she said, I just lost my niece to fentanyl. It's
Mm,
a serious drug that is going on. It's a serious drug. What about personal responsibility? Definitely, Don. Definitely, personal responsibility is it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. And sometimes when people have addictions, you know, sometimes it's not as easy as me and you um can can just put it down or combat it. As a matter of fact, myself and you wouldn't even try it. You know what I'm
hmm.
saying? I had a reason.
Yes.
I had a reasoning yesterday with a friend of mine's son, because he actually asked me to talk to her son, and I had a reason because she said that he's smoking more often, and it's like everything that occurs, he's him light up a cliff.
Mm,
So when upon our reasoning, he was disclosed to me that, Auntie, I'm just going through so much. I have a lot of issues that I'm going through. And sometimes it just light up a cliff and it just make me feel, it just erase all of my problems. It make me just ease for a minute. So I tell him that you have to find another way
mm,
to deal with it than going to substance, because when one substance cannot help
yeah.
you, you end up moving forward and go to another substance and go to another substance, and then it's not a good thing. So like how that is what you're doing, you're smoking your weed, you're doing stuff like that. Try sometime to take a break when you are going through a situation.
Mm-hmm.
Just redirect your mind because it's all a mind over matter. So
Yeah.
try to direct your mind and, you know, even once a month, take off for a week, take off for 3 days until you feel like you got back that control of it. And Don, you're correct. You know, don't try it and you won't get addicted. And that we all sing is that you should not try it and
Mhm.
you know, that's why I've never tried any form of the white stuff for any of them things because of what? I see what it
I-
does to people. And I don't
what
understand
it
how
does
people
to
say
people.
it does to people and they still go at it. But some people may say that they're
It's
weak.
choice, it's a one's choice.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a one's choice, and sometimes young folks do that because of peer pressure. You know what I mean? Um, because I remember when I was younger, in those days they used to do acid a lot. It's a little red dot on a piece of paper, and I remember when I was in high school, they would go to the park. The girls would go to the park, and they would partake of it. They would just keep their finger on their tongue and tip on it and put it back on the tongue, and they were high sky. But I never participate in it because my mother always tell us to be yourself. They said you are your own person and you don't be like everybody else. You be yourself. So
Yeah.
that was something I always took seriously in growing up. I was never a follower. I don't follow everybody. Even when I became a Rasta person, I had to research things for myself. And when I decided that this is not what I want to do anymore, I decided not to do it without peer pressure or anyone's pressure. So it's really, you know, um, you doing that. So really,
The respecter you want, and before I even go and let you touch it, the respecter, want to send our prayers of comfort to you, Myra, to you and your entire family. We want to send
yes,
our prayers and comfort
yes.
go out to
I
you on
love you, Myra. Yes.
the loss of a loved one. Go on and
Hmm.
touch it, the respecter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard on young people, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
hard on young people, especially those young ones that don't have daddy at home,
Mm.
no father in their life, mommy alone. It's a lot of pressure, especially when it's time to leave home, when they gotta become independent, find their own way. It's not easy. And the story is a lot of young people are angry at old people, especially those in government, because really and truly, older people are failing younger people. The way we talk to them, they can't live the life they want to live. We criticize them or they dress or they acting. We don't give them a chance to live like or we had the chance to live as a young person. So every little move they make, they feel they're being watched by some older person who only want to talk, don't want to give them a start in life, don't want to encourage them, motivate them, uplift them. Only thing they see is ignorance, and they look down on them, judge and criticize them. So they're gonna turn to something, the alcohol or the smoke, because they feel like they're in this world, in this fight by themselves. I was fortunate to raise three young men to become grown men, and they're all doing well. And it's not easy. It wasn't easy. It still ain't easy. But there were times when they act as if daddy didn't understand, or daddy is talking down to them instead of to them. And I had to stop and listen and check myself. And all we can do or should do is pray for these young people. Try and help them if we can, any way we can. It's not easy for them. They're committing suicide every single day. That's all I gotta say about that. Really.
Yeah. That's real. That's real deep and real serious. You know, we have a lot of young people that just can't cope. I mean, with just everyday life, just the little things, things that we will say, "Oh, come on, wash it off." It's a lot. They really, really can't deal with it, and I don't know. It's something, and I don't know if necessarily us or adults are failing um the younger society. I think a lot of the young folks are not listening, you know, because a lot of them may feel like, hey, we don't understand our days, and what we went through is not their days and what they're going through, and so I don't
So
know
did
about.
we make them that way? Did we make them that way? Did society, did we, our generation, make them the way they are now?
When you ask that question,
In
what
some
exactly
way,
you mean our generation made them that way?
What
in
I'm
some
saying
way,
is that
parents were.
in terms of the parents being relaxed with these children, not just the parents but society, because remember, they brought in all of these things into play. They brought in elimination of religion in the schools. They have no more programs for these children to go to. I mean, in terms of, I'm going on that track, where did we not give them enough for them to be able to can make valid decisions in their lives? What triggered it? What's going on? Why so many of them now are turning to these hard drugs? We stuck to marijuana when we were younger. Most of us, majority of us. It's few of them that was doing acid or what have you. So what changed? What did the society or us as parents did to change that dynamic?
The respect to you is gonna answer.
I think it's just the way we treat them. I mean, they can't do nothing right in some of our sight, and we easily irritated because they're not working. Many are looking jobs. Most parents want them to go to college, and they either go, start, drop out, and they became complacent, relying on mother. The mother get frustrated and start beat down on jobs, and sometimes it turn into insults, put down, and for whatever reason, they can't cope. And yes, the smoking does have a lot to do with it because it makes you lazy. Some people lazy,
Yeah, greetings,
depending
greetings,
on what you.
cuz. Greetings, cuz Maureen. Big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. And Don Minot says, many young people are productive citizens. Many are not substance abusers. That's true.
That too. But the ones who are, it's creating it's creating havoc. They're shooting up each other. I mean, there's no control. So therefore, it seemed like a big crisis. You see what I'm saying? Because it's affecting these children, and these children are affecting society in not a positive way, but a negative way. So that's why it is so looked on and it is so observed by people, and even why I even researched it and brought that up, because I was researching it, and I'm seeing how many children, and I say children because majority of these 600 people were young children, young kids. You see what I'm saying? I still call them kids. They're young adults, but I still say kids because they're our offspring. But these young, most of these kids, they died. 600 people died, and most of them were young adults. So it's something that is really bad out there, and I'm just concerned, what can we as a society do to help to control this epidemic, because it is an epidemic.
Yeah, it's definitely an epidemic. I'm getting texts, I'm getting everything, so I'm trying to figure out. Yes, yeah, the respecter, you got cut off. What happened?
I
And you
told
was
you.
doing so
I,
good.
yeah, I'm going to Best Buy tomorrow. Best Buy.
All right. Well, yeah, it is an epidemic. It's a serious epidemic, and yeah, the
And
children,
it's not affecting just white, it's affecting blacks too.
all ethnicity.
All like, yeah.
Because I watched the
No,
docu
not necessarily.
I watched the documentary on the tranks. Trank is what they call it
Mm-hmm.
in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
That trank thing was crazy. I mean, the people are looking like zombies, and they have a whole strip that is just that entire strip of
Yes.
all of
That's
our
fine.
users that hangs over there, and it's mad. It's mad.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying? The respect about it's not. Um, Also, Don Mine, it says substance abusers also come from wealthy family structures. In well, in some way, that's why I think that
Not anymore. Not anymore.
they have the lower drug like the fentanyls and the crack and those things that the the lower income families can afford. When you're talking on the more wealthy family, I'm looking at more of the big C. Those high end drugs are what they mostly take.
Yeah.
But yeah, the low income, yeah, they get the low income drugs, and those are the ones that's being laced with
Hmm.
things such as the animal, what is it, Queen? The animal fluid they're being laced with.
Yes. Yes, honey child. The tranquilizer.
Yeah, so
Can you imagine?
it's
That's what they put animals to sleep with.
yeah, so it's a serious thing. And I just encourage each and everyone who have family members that are going through this, seek help. And even when they don't want it, don't give up on them. Just continue
Hmm.
to encourage,
Support them. Yes.
encourage
Support
them
them.
to be better. Maybe you can take them somewhere and let them see something different than what they're seeing. Maybe they can indulge, you can assist them with getting some type form of counseling. Um, because as I said, some things that a lot of us can deal with, some people cannot deal with. And that is why there is a high rise in suicide, because there's a lot
Hmm.
of things that me and you that we can sit and say, well, don't try it, or don't do this, don't do that, but they are unable to fight it. And this is the outcome. Donna Moody says they put New York City with a secret inducement of tranquilizer. Yeah, yeah. It's a serious thing. It's a
It
serious.
is. It
We
really is.
just thought that we'll bring that. We just thought that we'll bring that out there. I
Yeah.
We have it's 8:48 on the powerhouse clock. And you're listening to Reasoning Thursdays, each and every Thursdays right here, with yours truly, Lady D Queen, and the Respecter. All right. Donna also said they put New York to sleep. They put New York to sleep. Okay, Donna. Yeah, a lot of places is going to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you when I went up there about 2 months ago, there was this young lady in the middle of the street running and screaming and hollering. and she looks really beautiful. And I said to myself, "Oh my God, what's wrong?" She was in the middle of the street, running down the middle of the street with the cars on both sides going up and down. It's screaming and hollering
But that's not just New York. It's happening right here.
right here in Georgia. True.
Because if you the other day I was in the area of Memorial Drive, and all of them in that area, it's a whole bunch of individuals that were just under the influence, and they're in the middle of the street knocking on your car window, asking you for money, and just spaced out. You know,
Mm,
so this drug thing, I'm hoping that the government
yeah, we'll step in.
has to
Hmm.
really look at what is going on, because they're not blinded to it as well as we're not blinded to it. So,
Hmm.
we hope that they could put more substance abuse class facilities around. I don't know. I really don't know what the solution is, but I know that the government has to get involved on it being distributed. Try to crack down on a lot of these dealers, things such as, because you know people are dying. People are dying, literally dying from this.
Yes,
Not
young
a good
people, not just
young
people,
people.
but young people, the next generation, the next
Yeah,
generation. Yes.
yeah. So yeah, that
Hmm.
was one more of our other topic, and we're gonna the respect. Are you ready?
Ready? Yeah, man, ready, man.
I can't see your face, sir.
It's not
The,
fair. All right.
the light is off. The light is off.
The light is off. Okay. We've been contemplating a little bit on this discussion for about 3, 4 weeks, and we had two individuals that wanted to call in to touch it, and the question was, should bedroom play be a loose act? Now, for those whom it's the first time they're joining us, do understand that the Reasoning Thursday platform is a platform where there's no discussion that we're unable to touch. We all just agree to disagree, and we're all be adult about any discussion that is brought there, because it's not what you say, is how you say it, and how you discuss a particular topic. um so before we even go into that, next week we're going to touch this one. There's one that I got this just a few minutes before we went on air. Samantha out of Tennessee had written us on the powerhouseradio.com, at gmail.com, and says, older women is competing against younger girls. What is our thought about all these cougars taking all of these young men and don't want to grow up and be their age? And with it, she sent a video along with that statement that she had there. So we're going to touch that next week, because we're going to go on and touch also 106 gangs in Jamaica. It's
Hmm.
wild that they know that it's 106 gang members in Jamaica, but nothing's being done about it. The same as here in America, where they know that there's how many gangs,
About
and there's
600. Yes,
nothing
yes.
being done about it. So yeah, we need to start writing out government officials, and this is why I've stated that it's very, very important for us to go and vote. We just had to vote last week, the most important election, our local government, and the turnout for that was ridiculously low for
Low,
individuals
low. Yeah.
that that we are putting into office, that they're the one that's really making a lot of decisions that are impacting us. And people did not go out and vote. And then when all of these negative things take place, then they start to pass blame. The blame is on you for not taking the time to go out and cast your vote for whom you want to represent you. These are the individuals that goes into our house of representative. These are the individuals that go into the Congress. You understand what I'm saying? These are the judges. These are the commissioners. And you people just sit back, and then it's nothing but complaints when things are happening. You have to go and get involved politically, not necessarily to go out there, go walk around and talk about this and talk about that, but sit in behind closed doors in your room, in your house, in your room, wherever, and really research, check about these candidates whom are representing you. Because if it's 10 people go out and vote, and the 10 people pick the worst individual, you have nothing to say because you did not go out there and put in your vote. And if you did, and that worst person did win, you still can say, I tried to make a difference. Okay? So that's just FYI for you all. All
I'm
righty.
gonna defend the people.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna defend the people
Go ahead. Defend.
because the people, many people right now are living paycheck to paycheck, and they're got to put gas in their vehicle. They got to take bus. They got to call who, whatever way of transportation they have, and don't have backup money. I know all of us have seen some form of text messages coming through from these people who are billionaires and millionaires, asking have their people calling you and texting you for donation for their campaign. Now you're standing in line, you're making an effort, standing in line to vote for them. And after they get in office, I'm living proof of it. You call them for whatever reason, or you message them, email them, they don't recognize you. Somebody else is relating a message to you. They don't have time for you who's sacrificed to vote for them. The only politician I ever reached out to and he reached out right away is Hank Johnson.
Hi, can
Ever
y'all
since
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and
Hank
clear.
Johnson. Yes, you can hear it loud and clear. But the thing about it is, it's kind of hard lately to blame the people because the people are fed up. They see that they're suffering and billions and billions and billions of dollars going to another foreign country. For what? War. Not for hunger. War. Whenever America ever sent any form of money to any country in Africa, look at Haiti. Look at so many countries in this world. Right here in America. And we still running to vote for them. Black and white, it doesn't matter. We're running to vote for them, sacrifice our time and money for them, and we put them in office. What do they do for us? Look at the streets of Lithonia, the mountain. Our local officials spend millions and millions to keep the community looking right and proper. Seriously, what's the sense in keep voting for them?
No excuse. No excuse, Darespecta. No excuse. Because even if it's one person that goes into that office that can make a change. And you can't say it's all of them. You can't say it's all of them. All right.
Let's put it this way, lady. I've
Larry
been in
Johnson,
Lithonia.
Larry Johnson is also a
Quickly,
very awesome
quickly,
representative
quick,
that
quickly.
gets involved in the community and all of that. So you it's just like you saying this one girl is the worst, is go around and is the worst person to how many men, but she doesn't represent everybody. She doesn't represent all the
Quickly,
women. One bad
quickly,
apple don't
lady.
spoil the old bunch, the respecter, and that's no
No,
excuse
no, no, no. That's not what I'm saying.
to not
Quickly.
go
Since
and vote.
2001, Since 2001, I've been in Listonia. And Rogers Lake been the same Rogers Lake since then. Dangerous. Even fire truck ran off the road and stuck in Rogers Lake. We see Coffee Road, they shut down and it become a dump to everybody. We see Philip Road, there's no line in the road. Straight through some light on in some part of some mountain.
Are these
There's
the things?
no
Are these the
enough
things
off the
that? Are these the
road.
things that you have rallied against? Are these the things that you have
Yes, I
written to the
have. I
Congress?
have. I
You're
reached
the
out to all of
what
them.
happened to the homeowners association? What happened to the all the individuals in that area? Have you all
Yes,
collectively come together and write statements to your, because I'm gonna tell you this. My community that I live in, when we have when if we see potholes or we see certain things, it get fixed because we take up petitions, we do stuff like that in my subdivision, and we get results. So it's a collective matter. It's not something where one or two individuals is going to say, oh, I'm going to call, because if they answer every one and two individuals, they get nothing done. But when you come together as a full community and
we
go
can
to these meetings, write these letters, I think that results can be made. Are you a
we
part
can
of your
to
homeowners association? Do you participate in the meetings of your homeowners association and voice your opinions to them that this is what's going on and we need to come together and make a change versus you alone writing a letter?
we have done quite a bit of things in my community since I've been here. Once a year, we do stuff for the kids. We do stuff as women at Mother's Day. We used to get it. We haven't done it in a couple of years, but we do stuff to honor the mothers, the wives, and the husbands. And the kids, they get all kinds of, not just from their family, but the neighbors in our community. Once we see the sign, congratulations, graduating for whatever, we find a way to send some
The
appreciation to
respecter,
them. Yes,
forgive me, but I'm talking, you're talking A and I'm
yes,
talking B. I'm not talking about
we had meetings.
graduation and things, what we're doing for children in the
We
community and
we
stuff
had
like that. I'm
meetings.
talking about
We have
collectively coming together and writing these people and or going down to these commissioners meeting in the community. Are your or people in your area do that? And then we can
I'm
even
a
join
friend.
in No Need the Juice, has joined
Yeah,
us, and I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing it
yeah,
correctly. She is
yeah.
joining us, so we definitely want to hear a little bit of her opinion on that as well. Go ahead, Queen, and then Noni, you could join
What
in and
Yeah.
boost yourself. Go ahead,
The
Queen.
the thing is, if you have a strong tenant association, then you get things done. In my subdivision, we have a strong tenant association. The other day, my son, well, what happened? We were renovating the house, and my son had well, it wasn't really him, but somebody dumped some stuff in the yard. And they came, they left a notice, and the woman took it up, the president, she took it up on herself to come to the house and spoke to my son and told him that she was taking it to court. Sure enough, she did put it in, but she was nice enough to give him a certain amount of time to get the issue settled. Now that's a strong tenant association where they make sure that they stay on top of it, and if needed to, they'll take you to court for it. I
And
mean,
that's
so,
exactly what
you know,
so that's exactly
yeah.
what I did to the respecter. With my subdivision, my area, it's the same thing. We have our meetings every month. We voice our
Hmm.
opinions. We get paper. We sign off, and the president
Hmm.
go on bring it down to the commission office to their
Yes.
make it a point that they're at these board meetings. So you have
Hmm.
representatives in all of these area. No need the juice. You want to touch in on that? You're on mute. Unmute yourself. You're on mute. Unmute. Let me see if I can unmute you. Ah, thank you. Whoa, look at this. Look special. Thank you. You still mute. Can we try get yourself off of mute? Let me see if I can get you off. No, I can't can't unmute you guess their mic is connected. Okay, you've got to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Maybe she's having the same problem I've been having, man. I'm
Uh,
serious.
It's all about that
there's a button that says mic. Press on that button that says mic. She
yeah,
hearing me? Or
I'm, I'm quite sure she's computer suave. To click on the mic button. Yeah. But we as after Noni the juices touch the topic. Okay, there you go. So,
Hi.
greetings.
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 Hello. Mhm.
Hi. A few technical difficulties for a minute, but I am new to my community. So I can only speak on this subject based on past experience. And I agree with all of you who are stating that um, the association that your homeowners association that you're with is very important to stay connected as a
Mhm.
community. Number one. So past experience, I know a lot of times, and this even included teens and those who are able to just clean up their own neighborhood. So I think being an example, number one, and being a great leader, signifies a strong community. So I would just believe as adults and, people who work every day, who pay taxes, they should always know the importance of building that strong community, which consists of, and what I used to do is go to town hall meetings. To me, that's getting down to the nitty gritty when you go to those types of meetings. So, in my past experience, you get heard, and you got a lot of people who, you know, like you were stating before, and others, the potholes and the different things, you're paying all these taxes. Those things should be fixed. You got to drive your car every day on these roads. Why aren't you getting, like you said, into these commissioners, going downtown to town hall meetings? We have to be active. So, as a community, if we would get more active and get more involved, we can get things done. We'll be surprised,
Yeah,
especially doing it as a group of people.
I totally 100% agree. All right. So no respect. I thank you for that. I thank you for
Bam degree.
what you said.
Bam degree.
He said bomb diggity. All right, all right. Well, as we move on to one of our um serious topic, we had gotten this video from a young lady, and she's out of I think it was North Carolina, and she didn't want us to disclose where in North Carolina nor her name. So the question was, should oral sex be a loose act in bedroom play um with anyone that you're involved or dating? So we've contemplated for about 3 weeks to touch this subject. So we're gonna go on and get it over with because, as she stated, she says, "Lady D, you all said there's no topic that is off limit." All right. Um, so since we said there's no topic off limits, we agreed to disagree, and we're gonna go on and we're gonna reason a little bit on it. All righty. So would anyone, Queen, you wanna touch that?
Well, to each its own. I mean, I'm not going to go in your bedroom. I don't know what you're doing in there. And it's you. Everybody answer to whatever they do. You see what I'm saying? And that's a private matter. If that's what you're doing in your bedroom, then it is your act and not my act. So therefore, it does not concern me. I am not peeking in on you. Okay? So whatever you doing there, it's up to you. Remember, even as a Christian, God is watching. You know what I mean? If you believe in God, He is watching. So I haven't seen anywhere in the Bible where they talked about that unless it's in Sodom and Gomorrah. So if that is what you choose to do, then you go ahead and do what you're doing.
All right. The
That's
respect.
my take. Mm-mm.
I want Queen to talk about. Queen, Queen.
Go ahead. The
Hey,
respect.
Just because you say you want to go and I say that, come on, Queen. All right.
I don't want to be in your bedroom, sir.
First of all, God is not in nobody's bedroom. God made it so where it comes down to a man and woman, sexually, romantically. You're not going to hear Jesus love me. No. There's music that's designed. There's music that's designed for certain things. If a man wants to keep a woman wants to remain with a man, and they become one. What they do in the bedroom are between the two of them,
Yeah.
right? And if the man do nothing with another woman out there, just one woman him out, or just one man she out, they're not nothing to worry about as far as disease. If they chose to do whatever, that's their choice. But God now see through the walls, through the roof, to see what you are doing in your bedroom. And every woman in life, at least if it's even one time, they want to entertain that moment when the man head gets stuck between them legs and foot. And like what man want to get a taste of what I hear about. When I was in high school, the white boy didn't try to convince me. And they said, man, that stuff, yeah, man, it smells like fish, but it tastes like chicken. Mm. There's so many stories, but like you said, Queen, to each his own.
Yeah.
A man and a woman who is one chose to pleasure each other from the head to the toe. I student choice. So I can't say it's wrong or it's bad. And even though you hear many people say, no, that's not me, them bow. You not see him when he hook up with a girl. You not see when she hook up with a man. So yeah, I
Exactly.
believe that people down deep and then actually are deep down to the Rasta man, the bubble dread, the whole of them.
Yeah.
So Queen, come on now.
Okay. No need
It's
the
a
juice.
part
You want
of
to touch
life
that?
to people.
That was I gave you my opinion, so therefore you take it and run with it, or you leave it. Eh? Okay.
No need
Can
to touch
you,
it.
Lady D, can you please restate the question? Because I want to be clear. I'm understanding, um,
Should it
about the privacy of the bedroom, but I want to be clear on that question first.
basically she's asking, should it be a loose act in the bedroom with anyone that you're with, oral sex?
You said loosed.
A loose
Ah, yeah.
act. I feel that it's what she's saying is being normal because I have
Okay.
spoken with her verbally. So I guess she's saying is it should be normal, is just regular, is it? And I think because she has question, a whole bunch of question marks after. So I guess
Yes.
it's a wide range question that maybe she's being chastised about it, if it's something that you should do, if you shouldn't do, if it's okay to do. um uh, is it part of an everyday thing, or should it be?
Okay. Well, number one, okay, I definitely agree with Miss Burke that it just depends, okay, on the couple themselves. Number one, um, it has to be mutual, between the two. If that's something that they want to do, and I do know it's taboo, especially in the Christian community, church per se. Okay, um, I think it's lightened up a little bit, in the Christian church. Um, I would say that it is becoming more quote unquote normal, okay, between a couple. But I have to go back to the fact that it's comfortability, and it is definitely between that man and that woman. And let me tell you why. Because when the first two meet and they haven't even entered the bedroom, there may be talk of it. So what happens is that man and that woman get an idea on pretty much where that other person stands. And like Miss Burke was saying, now say for instance, you know, um, there was, maybe the woman wasn't comfortable with it, even through conversation, and she didn't want to be involved in that act. Then yes, that should be discussed, with that man, that she's not comfortable with it. And
Mm-hmm.
and it's agreed upon that if she doesn't want to, she doesn't have to, but then the decision becomes the man's decision on whether that is a must per se for him. Okay,
Ah.
so
Mm-hmm.
so and then that woman can make her decision from there, if she already knows, because he's saying this is something I want and I have to have in order, to have a truly intimate moment, then that decision is hers. I don't know if that would be a deal breaker for most women. Um, but it has been put on the table through discussion, number one. So it always starts with the discussion. All right. Because if you are that Christian woman who don't believe in it, and I'm not having it, you know what I'm saying? And even if that man is a Christian and maybe he's experienced it and he wants to continue that with the woman that he's met in the church, then it's discussed. And if she wants to run away, then that's on her, and he's got to keep searching until
They say that they don't do it. Christian women say it, and man say, "But you live past time, so we tell you."
right. But I'm just saying, in all honesty, if she doesn't want that, she doesn't feel comfortable, it should be respected, in the
Mm-hmm.
relationship. Now this is just through conversation at first. They haven't, he hasn't put a ring on it. They haven't got married and stuff like that. You definitely don't want to
Mm-hmm.
wait until that happens and he's expecting it and she's not going for it. Okay, I definitely think that
So,
it should be discussed in the beginning.
so with the question stating that is it a loose? It's just
Mm-hmm.
a loose act. Um, I don't think that they're getting
I answered that for you already, Lady D.
You
I,
see, loose. I would. You know how I'm summing up
if
her saying loose. If it's an act that is not not okay with society, I think that's how she's looking at it.
if
Like it's something negative to be
everyone
doing.
right, everyone is doing it.
It's
So,
called
Like they say, loose woman. Like they would say, you're a loose woman. Yeah.
it may
Uh,
be that she is feeling peer pressure or pressured into doing that, and
Mm-hmm.
um,
maybe the circle that, or it could be the circle that she's in. That everyone
Mm-hmm.
is like, so what is the problem? I mean, like, what is the problem? So I mean, so it depends on
it's already
whatever.
loose, lady.
I'm sorry.
It's already loose. What she's talking about is not what um, I'm saying and what Noni's saying. She's saying the woman out there who every man that she hook up with to do that, or every woman that a man hook up with to do that, is free for all in those categories. The husband and wife, the man and woman who is just them alone. The man for the woman for the man, there's nobody else, and she.
Okay, my opinion
And
on it,
that, you know,
m- my opinion on it is that, like Queen and No Need a Juice says, is to each his own. If that's
Mhm.
that you choose to do, then that's
Mhm.
that you choose to do. You
somebody
have
answer that too.
persons, you have persons,
Yeah,
and,
just
and
me.
you and you and what the respect is, Lord of mercy, and the respect is said,
Man, you know,
if
I'm
if
dead to man.
if you feel comfortable, that is something that you choose to do in your sexual encounters with whomever, and that is something that you feel that it's a part of what you do, and you're comfortable
Mhm.
with that. And the individuals, if you don't have a
Mhm.
significant other, and the other, and you're just dating, and that's part of what you do for pleasure,
Mhm.
then that's up to you as
Yeah,
well.
it should be private, I think, you know.
Judge and juror and everything like that, you know.
Yeah.
I can't be the judge and juror and tell you what to do and how to feel. In some persons, it is a part. If they're not having that in their intimacy, you know, whether it's a one night stand or not a one night stand, or if it's a 10-year stand, if they're not having that in their intimacy, they don't feel complete. And
Mhm.
you have some people who prefer to refrain and act like that to the individual whom um they're with, they're exclusively
Mhm.
with,
Right.
you know. And then
I'm
you have
glad
some,
you're talking about that exclusiveness.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because that type of act, if I can
Mhm.
interject, that type of act, that that's to me, that's the most intimate that you're gonna be.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
So so that has to be with somebody that you're exclusive with, uh, in my opinion.
yeah,
Because to me, um, because it is becoming such the norm, um, everybody don't get that. You know
right,
what I'm saying? Everybody
Mhm.
is get that. And
Mhm.
just like the act that some people, women, are holding back sex, period, and not giving it because she wants to be
Mhm.
exclusive. So and then to me, that being the icing on the cake is just
And
another part of
wait a minute, Queen, go ahead, finish your thought. No need to choose.
yeah.
it. Okay. But
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
am. Mhm. Mhm.
I'm complete. Thanks.
Okay, go ahead, Queen. You were
No,
saying
I
something.
was just going to interject that in some culture, that's the norm in some cultures, you know. And I don't like to single out any one culture, but there, a lot of these, um, what would I say? Spanish speaking culture, that's part of their foreplay, you know, to do that. And like I said before, I took a course in human sexuality when I was in college. Okay. And the Abby Stitt, my professor, she said that should be in everybody's oh lordy. She said that should be in everybody's sexual act. Um, but
Careful.
you know, I can't see that because she said if you look at the animals, that's how the animals do foreplay. You know, but I can't gravitate towards that. You know, and like I said in the beginning, I think that's something between two individuals, and if that's what you choose to do, then I think it should be kept privately. It shouldn't be something that is just thrown out there in the society. Okay, and the expectation should be that, oh, everybody should be doing this because this is what we should be doing and this is the norm. You make your choice, and whatever choice you make, that's what you do.
Lady D,
Yes.
you know, almost went back down memory lane. You notice? But that's all. Anyway, anyway,
We don't expect anything less the respecter.
I want to tell you, understand what this young lady is going through. Maybe she's in a relationship and
Yeah.
she don't want to because of whatever reason, and the man is, he wants to, and maybe there's things going on she don't trust because it's wrong for in a relationship for the husband or the man want it and the woman wanted to, but it not give to her, and it's one sided, and she thinks they even cheat out there, and she don't want take no chance and get busy. Vice versa, it work both ways. So maybe she's confused about the situation that she's pressuring to do, and she not trust him. She not, him not do the things according to her that she want him to do. She's expecting of him. I hope she called into the show and express herself why she.
I would like that. I would like
That would be great.
Yeah,
I would
yeah, it
love
would be.
for listen.
I would
I
like to touch
I
on
think
something.
okay, hold on, Medicure. Um, I think it's and then some people don't like it because it's the most ugliest thing. It smell bad. I mean, no,
Wait a minute. Lady D. Let me say something. Let me
Yeah,
say
I
something
would
on that.
really like to touch on the topic.
personal hygiene of it.
Exactly.
It's not. So I mean, some people just don't want to go there like myself. Go ahead, the Medicure daughter. Wait a minute, the Medicure.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings, greetings.
Greetings, greetings.
And I don't see respect, but greetings, brethren. I wanted to touch on something. Now, here it is. Someone is writing in, but they're not on the line to be involved in the reasoning. So I think that's one thing. If you want to know about it, be involved so you can have a reasoning about it. Number two, this person is seeking some kind of validation. They want to know how other people feel about it before they either continue something or begin to do something, right?
Yeah.
And maybe it's not a husband. Maybe it's a young person. Maybe they're teenagers. Who knows, right? But sometimes there's a conflict. Now, when it comes to intimacy, I keep religion and politics and all that out of it because it doesn't matter.
Hey.
I know there are lots of couples, whether regardless of religion and whatever, they enjoy each other's intimacy on their own level. And nobody has to know about it because they're not trying to prove anything to anyone else. However, let's talk about oral sex, though. A couple of things. Now, personally speaking, my perception on it, those benefits is for a husband of mine. It's not going to be for no boyfriend. It ain't going to be for nobody who's not fully invested.
Yes.
See, those are benefits. And I make sure, and these are things that have to be discussed, as I believe Noni had mentioned. These are things that have to be discussed prior to even getting together. Because, if this man likes a certain thing and you're not with it, then trust me, he's going to be attracted to someone else who's going to be doing it. So don't get these type of things, and don't feel that you have to do something that you don't want to do to keep a man or a woman. Neither. True. Not into it, period. Right? I think you both have to be on the same page when it comes to these type of intimacies where you exchanging bodily fluids. Okay, this is DNA exchange. We're not talking about a card or flowers or watch. We're talking about something that you're like taking on some additional spiritual identity, not to mention, right? And you're also taking on, bodily fluids, which is going to connect not only with your brain chemistry, but with your DNA. It connects, right? So, couple things, personally speaking. Now, I know that as a woman, women, we have a self-cleaning sacred space, self-cleansing. That's the womb. Things come out that needs to come out, whether it's the good bacteria discharging the bad bacteria, whether it's the yeast being discharged, whatever it may be, even your little fluids, because sometimes you may not even be in a sexual space or intimate space, but you may feel horny. You may get a little wet. You may have a discharge. So we have things We always have fluids that are going to be coming out. Not even just to mention, also menstrual. So this is a sacred space that I choose to take very good care of. Now, because I know the mouth and spit has a lot of germs and bacteria,
Bacteria, yeah.
I don't want anything down there. That's why I'm not going to be, look, quote unquote, loose with it.
With it, yes.
Because you don't want that interaction if you don't have that trust feeling to go to a certain length with someone, then it's best not to do it. Because see, don't go into something doubting it and not being comfortable. You have to be comfortable when you're exchanging these type of intimacy, right? So that's one thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, also why I would choose if this person is to be my husband, because then I know him and I are interacting. Not to say a man can't step out, but what I'm hoping, if a man do decide to step out, you will wear a condom. Don't go to other women, then come back for your woman to suck up on you.
Yeah.
Woman,
I agree.
You deserve a ton up.
and coming back to your husband to suck up on you. Identify yourselves as, you know, you're going to share this with each other. So that's my personal take on it. And as far as the loose thing, no, I don't think it's something that should be loose. Not to mention, when you speak about the HPV virus, it's a combination. These are bacteria and stuff that has mutated. Why? From crowds of groups of people who are having anal, oral, and vaginal sex.
Yes.
So
This is not the time to be doing that stuff. Yes, that's serious.
Different things. You know, if anybody ever hear about strep throat,
Mm-hmm.
bacteria is in the rectum.
Mm-hmm.
How does it get in the throat? Because people are exploring and experiencing out here. You're kissing other people, you're interacting with other people, and you're spreading these things.
And some people don't brush their teeth.
And that's what I'm saying. Poor oral hygiene and no stuff.
It's full of so much germs.
No, Star, can't do that. That's why I no, you can't. And they be begging, but I'm like, no, thank you.
Go ahead, Noni. I know. Was it the Darespecta?
Respecter.
I thought I heard something.
You know what else?
Yeah.
Reasoning Thursday is getting torn up. Reasoning Thursday. I get torn up.
Yeah. Yeah, listen.
This is a deep topic, you know, and maybe this is something that needed to be really touched, you know.
Yeah.
Before we go further, let me do our station identification. You're in tune right here to the Powerhouse Radio. And you're in tune to Reasoning Thursdays, each and every Thursdays, right here, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. with yours truly, Lady D, Queen, the Respecter, and all our panelists. You have Noni the Juice on it. You have Medicure Daughter, Don Minor, Donna, and the entire Massive crew that continues to follow and listen to us. I want to also say big, massive shouts to all of our syndicated radios. You choose radio. Want to say big shouts, massive shouts go out to you and to DJ Smile, Ross Dougal. We want to say big, massive shouts and thank you for carrying this program as well. Also to the victorious 89.1 FM radio for all of the Macon folks and the Monticello and Augusta and all of those areas that are listening to us. We want to say big shout to you and Dr. J and the crew. For all of the You Choose listeners, You Choose radio listeners, we want to say massive shouts to you. And for each and every one that continues to follow us right here on the Powerhouse Radio, via it be on our telephone lines, listening through your telephone, where you will be able to still get your phone calls and all of those things. So don't worry about that. You can listen to us via that way at 667-930-9036. Also through the TuneIn app, you're listening to us. And we're trying to expand this Facebook and this YouTube channel live. So make sure that you go on over to our YouTube channel and like, subscribe, and get notified. And tell them, come on and join us on the YouTube or on the Facebook Live, because we definitely know we have our audience via the other outlets. And we thank you for continuing to engage with us each and every week. If you have a topic, a reasoning topic that you want to hear discussed right here, send it on over to dapowerhouseradio at gmail.com. That's dapowerhouseradio at gmail.com. And our motto is we agree to disagree. We're big people, and no topic is off limits. Any topic that you have, just send it on over to us because the motto is, it's not what you say, is how you say it, how you discuss it. All righty, so send it on over to us. We also invite you to listen to Let's Gripe on a Wednesday with Tonya, Marcus, and McKenna each and every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And as you're doing right now, you're listening to Reasoning Thursdays, the hottest talk on the net and on the radio. Make sure that you continue to listen to us 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And do be sure to join me on Saturdays for the Lady D show from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. with your news, views, interviews, and the best in all music. All righty, each and every Saturdays from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. As right now, we're touching the topic of bedroom play. And yeah, it's an interesting topic and the bedroom play that they're talking about that we're reasoning on. And the question that was posed from a young lady out of North Carolina is should oral sex be a loose act in bedroom play? So we're going to continue reasoning on that, and yeah, we have some very interesting says on that. So the respecter, you want to pick back up on it, and then we touch Noni the Juice, and then we go back to Queen, our Medicure daughter. Yeah, go ahead, the respecter.
Well, leave it alone for the night.
The way you did, wait a minute, the way you
No, I'm done
rewind
with
it,
it.
the way you wanted to touch it for the
I
last two
mean,
weeks.
my
You
sis,
said
I mean,
and
that
you,
that truthfully, Noni and my sister that just came off, I'll
Medicure.
let them just add to it. There's nothing more need to say.
nothing more you
Um,
said. Okay,
I
where
don't.
where
Unless you want to hear from that
so
man.
are you for it or against it?
We
You know
want to know.
what them say? Hold on, I'm not answering, but you know
happens
what
in
them
your
say?
bedroom, stays in your
Them design
bedroom.
this way. Them say woman first.
Okay.
No, don't. I know where you're trying to go. But anyway.
Whoa. All right. All right.
Woman first.
So go ahead, no the the Jew.
Well, like I said earlier, and it has been touched on, it's all about comfortability. And you know, I think some of it I found has come from, you know, maturity, you know, at one, when you're younger and you're not, you know, really well versed, sexually, you're not going to delve into anything like that. But if you are married or you're in a long-term relationship, to be honest, you start to explore, you know, um, this area. And again, it's because it comes up in conversation, whether it's through a woman's past experience or a man, or that's just something that they discuss personally, you know.
Hmm.
And um, for me, it's not a taboo thing. For me, it depends on, the man that I'm with. Preferably is somebody I am exclusive with, if that's gonna happen. But again, it's between that man and myself if that's gonna happen. Um, but as far as that goes, we spoke about it earlier, like the person that wrote in asking about it. That decision is hers to make, but it is based on a few things. Like stated from others here on the panel, is if she's been presented with this and she's not comfortable, that should be discussed with that man that she's with. Um, but at the same time, I'm just going to be, transparent here. Um, if it's being discussed with the man that she's with, and she, really loves this man and she's really into him, and her desire is to please him, if she's being pleased. Now, I don't believe that, it should be all in the man being pleasured and whatever comes with that. I believe everything in the bedroom should be discussed, and it should be mutual, and it should be fair. So, like I said, we don't have the person who wrote in, or anything, but it's all about her comfortability, and if that's something that she would want to do to please her man. But at the same time, because this act, like I said, is a serious one, and one of the most intimate areas that you're sharing this body fluid with, you know, um, he has to honor that. But at the same time, for me, I think, you know, if she's really in love with this man, and she desires to please him like she's pleasing him in other areas, you know, I don't know. I can't get really too deep in it, because it would have to be more like a one-on-one, with somebody like that, just depending on where that person is. Because for me personally, I'm gonna make sure that I'm comfortable with whatever I'm doing in that area.
Yeah. That's the definite. You have to be comfortable in anything that you do. And if you're not comfortable, it's not something that you want to do not go and do it. Don't do it under peer pressure. Don't do it to keep a man, because if he really loves you and he wants to be with you, or he, even if it's not, if you all haven't even reached the love stage and y'all are still on the like stage, and that is a requirement, then you have to think to yourself, is this a requirement that you want to live with? So don't go and do something that you're not comfortable with. That's
With
I would.
exactly.
Exactly.
And we wish that you will, if you feel like, because I just respect what you've asked for, not to disclose your name. And you said I could disclose your area, which is in North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina. So I just want to big you up and thank you for tuning in and listening to Reasoning Thursdays. And sorry it took us 3 weeks to answer that, but it was a touch and go topic. We were like, should we really even go there? Um, and But as it was even stated before, to each his own. If that's something that
Yes.
you want to do and you feel comfortable with doing, then by all means go and do it. There's a song, nobody have to know that me and you are tell you.
Like they say, what happens in Vegas, stay in Vegas,
Yeah,
right?
but
Vegas.
and like everybody's saying in the panel, you just have to be careful out there if you are doing something like that. Remember, age is out, the A is out
There's
there,
a lot of
the
stuff
the
out
the that is out there, and the that is out there. So whatever you're doing, you have to be mindful of these things that are floating around out there, and be careful. I wouldn't recommend it in this time and days. I would not. And like Zephyr and the other panels said, it should be a decision you make with both partners, and you have to be in agreement with it. So that's just my take. Just be careful whatever you're doing out there. I mean, like I said, that's privacy. That's a private act. And if you are, I wouldn't now, but if you are, just be careful and be mindful of the things that are out there.
Yeah, I do also want to say that, you know, this might sound crazy to some people, but people feel if you're getting married to someone, you're going to do medical background and all that. Well, same thing. If you want to fling with someone, say, you know what, let's go to the lab and do an independent panel. Okay, let's see what's going on with you. You can see what's going on with me. I guarantee you, half those people approaching you are going to turn away and go in the other direction because they probably got something. It may not be something deadly, but they may have something that they do not want you to know about. That's why if someone is real serious about you, ask them, say, you know what, let's go to an independent lab and run some panels and let's see what's going on before we, even if it's a one night stand, throw it out there and you'll see if you'll get that response or not.
You know what? With you touching even that, I put out an ad because I was hiring for weekend shift. And I had an individual that, he said it was a guy, and he said he had all the documentations, everything that we needed in order to hire him. So the week of training, and that was in the interview and stuff, and the week that we were supposed to train, I said, don't forget to bring all of your documents, your TB, so he wrote back and says, well, I have everything except for my TB and my physical. So I said, would that hinder me from getting a job? So I said, of course. I said, yeah, that will hinder you from getting the job. You have to, that's one of the main things that we need, your TB and your physical, to make sure there's no communicable disease. And he says, okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. We waited all day. He never showed up for the for the for the training, which that tells me, because I even said, okay, don't worry about it. We have a nurse. They will go on and they can take your TB test and whatever. So when you come for training, we could get everything sorted out. And that person did not show up for the interview. So that right there told me that he has TB or he has something
To hide.
they
To
need
hide.
to be tested.
He just forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has
So
something to hide.
it's the same thing with if you're going to decide to have oral sex or to have any type of sex with anyone, know the person whom you're with. You know what I mean? If you're unsure, they have all types of condoms at this time. Condoms you could use for oral sex, condoms you can
Oh, you know
use
that.
for intimate sex.
It's all over the pharmacy.
Come on now, we're not
She
limited.
is educated.
All
She's
over
an
the pharmacy.
educated individual.
Condoms that changes colors if someone have a virus or disease too.
Yeah, they have all of those types of things.
Yeah. Mhm.
That is what
And we do a lot of research too, the respecter. So we come across things that might not be even publicized out there. So,
so,
Some stuff you might not even know about, Respecta.
so the respect. I know because I educate myself, not because I do it. And and since you want to know, for myself, I think it's the ugliest, smelliest thing. So I cannot at this time see my head going down anywhere until I maybe personally find someone who I'm planning to be with for the rest of my life, and he has to practice proper hygiene. So to be on a loose level, I would never do such a thing on a loose level with anyone. It
Well,
has to be
I'm sorry.
someone
I'm
who
sorry that
I'm
there
going
are
to
some
be
people like that.
intimate with.
That
Blessings
nobody
to
should
you,
smell that
Maki.
way.
Blessings, bless up to you, Maki Conscious. Thanks for tuning in. Maki Conscious says
No
bless
one
up.
should smell that way.
But you see, Lady D, how
Why
how
why would
how
any
okay, sorry, the respect to go ahead.
What did you
why
say?
would any man approach a woman for that type of any kind of sexual situation and not being proper? Why would any woman want to with a man and not being proper?
And there are people out there like that. There are people who like
World.
funky pum pum, and there are
Yeah.
women who don't mind that
The world.
funky,
This is the
love
world
stick.
we're living in. Listen, I was on Facebook the other day and someone posted, not Facebook, Instagram or TikTok, one of them. And someone posted, and a Jamaican man. I was very, very shocked. a Jamaican man, and he posted on there that he likes to do that, but he likes to do that with a little rankness.
See, I tell you.
And
What?
There's a blogger that does. There's
Like,
a blogger that is out there that he tells you he does that and he loves it. I'm not gonna call his name. You know that, right?
you have
I,
lots of people who
And
I
they
does
call
it.
call
it.
him D Love. D Love.
You have lots. We're not calling names. You have a lots of people who likes to do that, and to each his own. If that's what you choose to do behind your
Hmm.
that is your business. All right.
Oh, look
So,
at the time.
once again, to the young lady that wrote in out of Raleigh, North
Hmm.
Carolina, if you choose to do that, that's your business. If you choose not to
Yeah.
do that is also your business. That's your right. That's your prerogative. You don't
Hmm.
do that. All right. So
But
it is
if you
not a
must
loose.
do it right.
It is not a loose
Yeah.
act. I don't.
Just be careful.
Although some persons
If you,
is making it into a loose act, it does not mean that you have to follow and make it into a
Hmm.
loose. And if that individual wants to be a solo partner in doing that, and you choose not to and they want to, then you make up that decision if you want them to, with the understanding that you're not reciprocating what they want to do. If that's their forte, that's their forte. So that's how I would address it with you, sweetie, is that, you know, to each his own, so you do what makes you consciously feel good. All right.
Hmm.
And like I said, nobody have to know say you whatever.
and you notice
You
what
keep
secret
singing that
came out
song,
with?
Lady D.
Yeah, right. You see secret. Now watch all these women run and go buy the full body secret. No. The girl on the commercial said,
Right.
guess what else stinks besides my underarm? I stink down there too. I mean, who does that? If you're
Yeah, I
stinking,
saw that. Hmm.
it means that you need to take care of that funk. You need to take care of your pH levels. You need to balance it out and get yourself straight, not spray on with secret to cover up the funk
Hmm.
and to mask the funk.
I saw that commercial
And I
and
think
I
it's
turned it
absolutely
each time I
absurd and it's
see it. Yeah.
disrespectful to women.
Wait a minute. This is a commercial on
It's
Yeah,
television.
it's a
it's
commercial.
all over. It's on television. It's on
Yeah.
YouTube. It's on Facebook. It's on Reels. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then she
So
got the nerves.
that even brings us to the question:
And it's
what?
a black woman. I said,
Yeah.
"Ooh."
No,
And the second one is a Caucasian woman. The one
Yeah,
that goes
yeah,
after her when she
yeah,
pulled
she
up her
comes
leg and said,
after.
"Yeah, I smell that," and all this kind of crap. That's absurd. Clean up yourself,
It
ladies.
is.
Clean up yourself. Take care of that yoni. Take care of your sacred space. Make sure your pH levels are balanced. Because if you smelly like that you got to go and buy full body spray, then you got a problem.
Absolutely. I agree. I mean, it's too
Yeah.
many things for us to take care of that area. Um,
Hmm.
And they spraying up. You can't
absolutely.
cover funk.
That's
You're still
horrible.
gonna smell it.
That's horrible, man.
Hmm.
That was a good reasoning. That
I
was a
told you the society's out of control. This hey, when they bought out me what do you call it? Social media, honey. Ooh, it's like everything went to the birds.
now. I've just got a text that these are the things that leads to sexual identity mishap. Come on now.
Okay, what do they mean? Sexual identity mishap. What do they mean?
So
I'll give.
turn into a person you're not.
Well, I mean,
Talking
hey,
life.
if we're talking oral
Gayism and
sex,
all of
we're not
that.
saying who's doing it.
Gayism. I just
We're speaking
didn't
about
want to
oral
go
sex.
there.
We're not
Mhm.
speaking about who is doing it and who's partaking in it. We're just speaking about the act of oral sex.
Right.
So if somebody's in their feelings because the cap fit.
Donna call
Mhm.
that. Yeah. I mean, like, come on now. I don't. It's not just people with different with
Mhm.
sexual identity that does that. You have heterosexual people that are engaging in these things as well. So I mean, to send me that, B, you're crazy. You didn't need to send that. It has nothing to do with that.
It has nothing to do with the persons.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we're talking about an act of oral sex in the bedrooms or whatever. We're speaking about the act. We're not speaking about who is participating in the act.
Yeah.
So don't take it personal. This is a reasoning.
Yeah, don't go there. I don't think
Yeah,
that.
you took it low. You need to take it high.
Yeah, that you didn't need to do that.
Yeah,
That was
you need to elevate that
Yeah.
Yeah, you
mental.
got to elevate whatever we're discussing here.
caller. Caller, you're live on the air.
Hi, good night, all. It's Donna.
Blessings, Donna. How you doing?
Donna.
Donna, you
I'm
wanted
good. How
to
you
touch
doing?
this. You wanted to touch that topic.
Well, I think we had a discussion about that before when with Mama Acid, and it's the same thing. I believe that that's your personal business. That's your decision, what you want to do in the bedroom, because we really don't know what people do in the bedroom. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So, that's your personal decision. Whatever you and your partner decides on doing in the bedroom, it's up to you and your
I
partner.
wonder where this came from.
Like I said, I think that person is seeking some kind of validation. They're seeking to feel okay with doing it.
With doing it, and she wants our approval, I guess. And you
Maybe
shouldn't seek
Validation.
Like Medicare,
from
Yeah.
anyone.
Medicare daughter said it could be a young person,
Yeah,
or something like
yeah.
that. We don't know.
I honestly don't know the age. All I know, it's the person.
Right.
They did put their name and asked me not to disclose the name, but they are out of Raleigh, North Carolina. So it's a North Carolinian person. I don't know the ethnicity of the individual either. But if you one day you can remain anonymous, and I guess you could disguise your voice or something, and call in and elaborate a little bit more to us on why that you've
You
asked
asked that question. Yeah.
is there a is
We
because
had we had someone who did that before, didn't they? Where they disguised their voice. Yes.
yeah, so if you choose to do that, you can call in and
Uh,
you know and let us know. Or if you can give us more detail as to the situation, and why you
This is
made such a vague statement.
Yeah, because it,
this is
it
the last thing I want to
you
say.
can delve in different areas of that. It depends on pretty much where she's at. Is
Yep.
she inquiring because she wants to know more about it? If she,
Yeah,
If she
I
wants to
mean,
indulge, if
indulge
she,
in it, how to do it. I mean, it can go any way. So,
that's
so it
true.
just
My
depends.
final word.
Okay, what's
My
your
final
final
word.
word, the respecter? What's the final
My
word?
final word. She have a friend who keep telling her,
Let's not assume.
what goes on, and she wants it because she have money now. Yes.
and she may have a friend, not to say she does, but may.
Yeah.
May. It
You
sounds
see what I
reasonable.
mean? They already
Or it
don't
could
know.
have been a discussion in a group, and she brought it to the table, It could be anything. Yeah,
So
that
yes,
that that triggered it. That
Possible.
triggered her question. Yeah.
Could be someone wants her in an orgy. It can be any sorts of things. So we don't want to elaborate. We
That's
just
not
know that.
something that I encourage. I just believe that, that's people's private business, but it's not something that I encourage anyone to go out there and do.
Right.
Like I said, it's your choice.
Mhm.
You want to, that's all up to you, right? But I
Yes.
don't tell people, oh, you should
just take
do
the
it.
advice.
No, I don't condone it in that way, huh?
I was just saying to whoever is
I wonder.
inquiring, take the advice, get a medical report, go to an independent lab and run some tests. Then you'll see if you feel safe enough at least to proceed if you're looking to experience something.
Something. Yeah.
Right, especially if she's not exclusive with anyone.
Right.
That's another reason. I mean, because we don't know if she's, been in a long-term relationship and now it's becoming, a requirement that she is
You
not
got to
quite
give more. She feels like she has to give more. Yeah. Do
right.
more.
Or she can be in competition, and to keep this person, she's like,
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, and my dear, Take yourself out of that competition, because guess what? It's not about if you choose him. It's about if he chooses you. Okay?
For whom you
Mhm.
are.
Yeah.
And what you
Mhm.
accept.
And it could be a death or life situation. Okay,
Not
remember that
death on
too.
life, no.
Because I told you that there's so much diseases out there that you can get.
Oh, when you said death or life, I thought you meant the act of oral
No,
sex.
no, not that. Oh, girl. Is it that deep? Is
That
it that
sounds like
deep?
tell me something.
We are out.
Is it that deep? It's gonna give you a heart attack.
We are out
It
of
might depend on how good you are. No, I'm just kidding.
This was a good topic, really.
are out of time. We are out of time. Man, it was a very interesting topic. And thanks for refreshing
Well,
that we reasoned on it before. I don't recall, but we've reasoned on so many things over here at Reasoning Thursdays that sometimes when
mhm.
the topic again is fresh again, and
Yeah.
it bring back new ideas and new
Yes.
just different new thoughts into the topic itself.
Yeah. And
So
not just that, we've been covering sexual togetherness for a couple of years now. We've been talking about relationship and all of that, you
yes,
know?
yeah.
That's always good because relationships is what
Just like
brings our, community together. So we need it.
Yeah, yeah.
And as today we visited the reasoning topics of Donald Trump and him comparing or saying that he can relate to black folks based off of the judicial system and sneakers, and which I thought that is just very disrespectful.
Very
Mm,
um,
disrespectful.
mm,
very disrespectful for him to even try to compare himself. And then after he was found guilty of all 34 charges, to put up the hand peace sign, I
mhm.
why didn't he just turn it around and punch himself with it? Um, you know,
That's a good one.
it was like he is really, really crossing the line, and
Mm.
and
And black folks going out there voting for him. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
They can. I feel people. If you fought for the rights to do things, then you should have the right to vote for whoever you want to vote for.
you choose to
So
vote.
I'm not. If they want to vote for Trump, go ahead.
Go
If
ahead,
they
do
want
whatever
to vote for Biden, go ahead. Whoever you feel you want to vote
floats your
for.
boat. It's the same thing with the oral. If whatever floats your boat. We also in our discussions today, we reasoned on drug abuse, the fentanyl.
Mhm. And so,
And we once again want to send our prayers out to Myra and her family
mhm.
who
Yes.
texted in and said that she just lost a niece from
Mhm. Over. Mhm.
overdose of the fentanyl. So we encourage each and everyone, if you have family members that are out there that are taking these forms of drugs, just try to sit and talk with them some way, somehow, get them some type of help. Because right now it is out there, it is a news break too that the government is putting out there that the fentanyl is being laced with
With
animal tranquilizer,
tranquilizer, yes.
and that
And it's they're putting it in other drugs such
and that
as marijuana, all of that. Hmm.
and that just brings me to cover all aspects of drugs. Know
Hmm.
if you're a smoker and you're dealing with the marijuana or anything like that. Know whom your source is that you're getting whatever you're getting from.
Yes.
Because
Hmm.
yeah,
it's a
but
dangerous, dangerous,
you
dangerous
can't
time.
you,
Yeah.
you
And
can't even tell.
what were you saying, Donna?
No, I was saying today you can't even really tell because smoking marijuana and eating marijuana is two different effects
Yeah.
because you can eat marijuana, they can put it in your food and it could comatose you.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
sleep.
Hmm.
They
All
could
of
put
these
poison in it.
edibles, all
Hmm.
of these chemicals that are being experimented on. No one knows what is the correct dose. So when people are doing
Mm-hmm.
these edible things and giving it to you, and they
Mhm.
say, "Oh, I know how to make it." What you mean you know how to make it? I mean, you just take a handful
Mm-hmm.
and bowl and mix something, and it can cause serious damage. So get your family
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
help if they need help, know, and it's a serious thing. So be aware of what's going on in your family. Check your children room, see what they have in there, because you're not there to be your children friend. You're there to be their
Yeah.
parent. You need to, if you have to go in there and search, all right, invasions and privacy. As long as I'm paying the bills, there's no privacy. So I mean, just go in there and do what you have to
Mm-hmm.
do,
Good.
because it can be detrimental. It can lead up to death. And for the young lady, once again, who brought in the topic of the the bedroom play, specifically dealing with
Bedroom
oral
bully and a
sex,
bully.
I just want to say to you, um, do what you feel with that your conscience make you live with, because we all have a conscience, and we know when we're doing right, we know when we're doing wrong, we know we do what makes us feel good, and we know what makes us feel bad. So if it's not something in the positive direction, let it go. Next
Yeah.
week, to Samantha out of Tennessee, next week we'll be touching your topic of older women competing against younger girls. They're
Yeah,
saying that the
that's
older women are trying to get all the young guys and wearing skimpy clothes and all of these stuff. So next
They
week,
jealous. They jealous.
Yeah, because we still look good at
We
our age.
still look good. We still look
Yes,
splendid,
we do.
fabulous.
Yes, we do, Medicare Donna. Yes, we do.
we'll touch
Yeah.
it in entirety.
And
Entire
them young men, they looking for a little seasoning. They looking for a little experience. They
and
looking,
for
little
and,
red wine.
and for the answer that Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, gave. And Don, we're still waiting for your rebuttal on it. He says that Siaga gave up his citizenship of America, and he was only a citizen. This is based off our reasoning last week for all who joined us last week. He says that Siaga gave up his citizenship of America and was solely a citizen of Jamaica when he was prime minister. So he feels that Golden should do the same, relinquish his citizenship for for the UK and become a sole citizen of Jamaica. So if you want to touch it more, Don, let me know for next week after you sit and think about it on what he says. But we thank you. Queen, you want to say Arrivederci to your listener?
Yeah. Look here now, folks. I have a joke I want to leave you with. Okay. We were supposed to mention it, but we didn't. But can you imagine a man going to the judge, and with him going to the judge for driving without a license, this man is gonna go on on Skype and um say it. He's gonna go on there and he's gonna tell the judge that he's here. Now he drove to the doctor's office and he's in the parking lot at the doctor's office. I mean, how stupid can you be? So the judge just hit him with, he said, "Turn yourself in tomorrow." I thought it was so funny. I had to leave that with you. I love you guys. Y'all enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. Remember, press that like button, share, and subscribe to our all our different um my brain is mixed up. But anyway, I love you guys. Good night, good night, good night.
Good night. The respecter.
Nice.
yeah. I want to give some shout outs to some people who showed me some love on Sunday. Noni the Juice and her crew. I want to thank DJ VJ Smile to continue to defend me. I want to thank Capone, Father Chris, Bella Sound. Yeah, Lady D as always. Queen.
Yes.
And each and
Enjoy.
everyone who tune in to keep supporting us. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Darespecta.
So it sounds like you just accepted an award. But the
I'm telling you, you know it, right? I was thinking the same thing.
You know what? Well, you know what?
I'm
I
just
gotta
messing
big up.
with you.
She's,
You know I
she's
have
a
to mess
real,
with you.
she's a real educated female who
Yeah, you know I
she
have
was
to
at my
mess with
birthday
you.
party as well, and it just connection where
Yeah.
I just see something in a woman from her head up.
Watch it now. We're not knowing it is
It was
yours.
non look,
Watch it.
it was non look and shape and all that. I saw a brain and I
That's
saw somebody
yes,
with compassion and empathy.
that's so
And she
sweet.
have been, yes, she have been a friend from that point on.
That's sweet.
She wonderful that she
Big
can
up
sing
yourself, no need the
and she can
juice.
dance.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
are we at mine, you know? You're mine, you know?
Wait, he's stepping out. He's stepping out.
The
She can sing
uh,
and she can dance. And she have
Donna,
a brain.
Donna, you want to say a little, don't you?
Yes. Good night, all. And, like I always say, tune in next week, same place, same time.
All right. Medicure.
Big up to everyone. And as usual, it's peace and love every time.
Amen. Mhm.
Uh, Noni the Juice, welcome. Your first time with us. We just welcome and hope it won't be your last. You want to say
Oh,
everything to the listeners?
yes, yes. Number one, thank you, Lady D and Darespecta, for having me tonight. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Didn't know what to expect. But yes, I would love to come again. And to all the listeners, please tune in to all our platforms listed there. And see you next time.
All right, all
All
right.
righty.
You know what, as we say, just continue to support. Go over to the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and get notified when all our talk programs are on. Tune in to Let's Gripe each and every Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. with Tonya, McKenna, and Marcus. You got a gripe. That's the place to be. And as you're doing right now, tuning in to Reasoning Thursdays each and every Thursdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. with us, the panel, and you, our loyal listeners. We thank each and every one of you for tuning in. And don't forget, this Saturday, it's all about the Lady D Show with all your news, views, interviews, the best in music, reggae, soca, dancehall, Afrobeat, R&B. We give it all. Well, I give it all on a Saturday afternoon, 12 to 4 p.m. So check me out. To all of our sister and brotherly stations, syndicated stations, you choose radio. We want to say big shouts to you and thanks for joining us and picking up our program. Blessing upon blessings to you, DJ VJ Smiles and Ross Dugal. We want to thank you all for seeing it fit to put our program on the platform. To the Victorious 89.1 FM, Dr. J and the entire crew, we want to say massive shouts to you. Always supporting us for the last 15 years. And we thank you for your support as well with the Powerhouse Radio. And for each and every one listening via our telephone lines at 667-930-9036, we thank you for listening in, tune in, app, Zeno, shouts, all of the outlets that we're on, and even our website at www.dapowerhouseradio.com. We thank you for being loyal listeners. And if you have a topic that you want to be discussed, then send it over to dapowerhouseradio at gmail.com. And to know that no topic is off limit. We just agree to disagree and we reason as big people would reason.
Yeah.
Loving it
Yeah.
to the maximum. And thank you so much for joining us. Go over to YouTube, hit that button.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Wait the town and tell the people. This station. Victorious 89.1 WAKP. Your unity in the community station.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You could tune it in to DA Powerhouse Radio, where you get the best in music.